Right, friends, the thing is, I have muted you all, but whenever you feel like interacting or when I ask you a question, you can definitely unmute yourself. We are going to conduct this in English because my dear friend Tanya is joining us from Europe. So that will be, I think, comfortable to each and every one of you. The topic which I have chosen today is law of attraction. Yes, there are a lot of law of attraction books. As Pratap asks, why did I choose this topic? Recently, I attended a workshop, and something which I always believed in, and I have experienced this in my day-to-day life, is actually this law of attraction is something which is there for everyone. The question I'm asking you is now, I think you all are middle-aged people except Yash, who is quite young. Just go back 10 years of your life. Just go back 10 years. Don't you think at least 60%, whatever you have desired, you wanted to achieve, you achieved in your life? Tell me. Go back 10 years of your life. Don't you think you have achieved all those things, at least 60% you wanted? Yes, yes,
Yes, yes,
correct. So don't you think the law of attraction was already working for you, some way or the other, isn't it? But the question is, and uh, the whole thing which after the secret came out was, how do you work on it to get whatever you want? And that's where the crux and the gist of it lies. For example, you are right now trained, whether it's motivational speakers, whether they are writers, that all our things, whatever we want, is that we can achieve by, say, creative visualization and all these faculties. But let me tell you one thing: manifesting, or say the law of attraction, was always there in our lives, and it was always working. And that is why we have achieved whatever we want to. And we are sitting here. So that is itself because each one of you who are participating today has somewhere wanted to raise from the current scenario to reach a different level. That's why you are here today. That's where again law of attraction works. Do you agree with me on that? Yes. So now the question is, how do you make it work the way you want to? See, up till now, we all have been brainwashed. We have been told that we have to seek, we have to manifest what we are supposed to manifest. Meaning, you want to be a millionaire, you want to have a big house, you want to have your dream, say, you fulfill a dream wish of going to a dream destination. These are the things which are, and many a times the thing is, you don't achieve that thing. Let's tap into that thing, why this is happening with us. And I'll give you, we are going to take it deeper, but let me give you a gist of it. Because we are not in alignment with our own true identity and the wanting we want in our life. If we are in alignment of actually what we really need, and then we put it into the universe, that's where it comes to us. And for that, the key is aligning your physical abilities, your mental abilities, your emotional abilities, and your life energies in the same direction. If you are not able to do that, you will not get the results you want to. And speaking of want now, Let us differentiate two things. And this is something I learned when I'm working in a de-addiction rehab. That your wants cannot be fulfilled. Your needs can definitely be fulfilled. So understand the difference. Unfortunately, we are not able to understand the difference between wants and needs. So now I'm sure a lot of times you want to, as a person, express something from a deeper level. Okay? You want to express yourself from a deeper level. But because the world expects you to, okay, this is what you should manifest, this is what you should seek, you suppress those inner needs and inner manifestations to go for something, seek something which actually you don't want. So you have a paper and pen with you. Take a minute and write down those things, those actually what you really need in your life, what is in sync with yourself. Not what the world wants from you, not what the society demands from you, not what your family demands from you, what you seek. What is the greater manifestation you can be so that you can attract that in your life? I want you to take a minute and write it down. Take your time. I'll give you a minute. Write it down. It can be one thing, it can be several things. Write it down. Everybody's done? Yes? Good to go?
Yes, very much.
Okay, here we go then. Fine, now keep it aside. If you look deep, and my topics are always going to be not something to gain from outside. It's something you seek from within. So the reason why most of our unhappiness stems from is because we are not able to achieve what we want. Isn't it? When we don't get what we want, it leads to unhappiness. Now, I'm going to share with you different stages of manifestation. Okay, there, of course, as human beings, we have different, multiple stages. But I'm going to share 4 stages of manifestation. And the first stage is what that life is happening to me. The first stage is life is happening to me. What I call it, the victim consciousness. We expect that we are going to get something from the world. Maybe your family, the society, God, the devil is going to give us something from outside. And then we complain. Why this is happening to me? Why am I in this state? Why I don't get what I deserve? And that's where you are into your victim stage. And trust me, friends, most of our people exist from that stage. Most of us exist from that stage. I personally certain many a times touch this stage, a lot of times, you know. You are into that complaint mode. And because we are into that victim stage, now let me share a law with you. It is known as the backwards law by a well-known philosopher Alan Watts. He states, and I quote, that wanting a positive experience is a negative experience. I'll repeat, wanting a positive experience is a negative experience. Accepting a negative experience is a positive experience. Now, it refers as a backwards law. Let me explain it to you. That the idea, the more you pursue feeling better all the time, the less satisfied you become. As pursuing something only reinforces the fact that you lack it in the first place. Are you getting me? For example, today, if I want to say, for example, what usually be in terms of monetary goals, I want to make 1 CR per month. So what I'm seeking 1 CR per month. At the back of my subconscious level, I'm telling that I'm still struggling to make it. I don't have it. I want it. And he then says, the more desperately you want to be rich, the more poor and unworthy you feel, irrespective of how much ever you have. The more desperately you want to be good looking, desired, the uglier you come to see yourself. The more you desperately want to be happy and loved, the lonelier and the more afraid you become, regardless of those who surround you. The more you want to be spiritually enlightened, the more self-centered and shallow you feel when you are trying to get there. The world, we are all exposed to the true reality. If you see most of the people out there who are rich, famous, they have everything they want, why do they commit so much of suicides? They have everything they want. But still, somewhere deep down, they are not in that state of happiness. Don't you all agree that? Yes, Tanya? Don't you agree with that? So here what I'm talking about is we are asking you to become not a beggar. We have been in that begging stage, you know, we want this, we want that. So we now move on to the stage 2. And that's where what we say to ourselves is, life is not happening to me, but life is happening by me. What I call it as the manifestor's consciousness. We come to something which we, up till now, say we were all focusing on what is lacking in us. You know, we are trapped into that state. We have to break open that state. We go into the state of manifestor. And trust me, all those books out there are basically in the lowest level of the second state, where you understand the laws, how the universe works. We go into affirmations, we go into creative visualizations, and that's what we learn. We have the power. We understand that we are the power that we can manifest whatever we want. Are you with me? Right? So, how do you do that? What people do in this is they learn to visualize. They visualize a future self, how they will look, how they will behave, how they will feel. But understand one thing, and this is even the science has proved, that you can only visualize what you already know. Meaning, whatever knowledge you have accumulated, the memory you accumulate is from that bank only you can visualize something. Expecting to visualize something above that is not something which you are used to. So having said that, In that state, you start realizing that life is happening by me. I am getting in sync with the universe. And that's where people start manifesting. They also, the law of attraction starts working for them. But deep down, if you ask these people, they are still not happy. They may achieve their desired, salary, a goal, but still they are not happy deep down. Let me share an experience and story with you. This happened to one of the mentors whom I'm working with. A lady came to him. She was seeking alimony from her ex-husband after the divorce. And she comes to him and tells him, I know you are talking of spirituality, you are talking of this law of attraction. Stop that bullshit. I'm not agreeing with you on any terms. You use your mind to ask, to make sure my husband pays me alimony. Now this guy said, Arey, how can I? He said, no of the jumbo bumbo of your spirituality, all this stuff. Just make sure my husband pays me alimony. That's all I care. So this guy started doing prayers, affirmation, this, that, and he sent her back. Now, a few days after that meeting, that lady gets a dream. And what is the dream? That she sees and she calls up this guy. I had this dream where I get up from my bed, I go to inside my hallway where my ex-husband photo is there. I remove the photo and replace it with a photo of Jesus Christ. He said, what does it mean? Why did I get this dream? So this guy tells her, it simply means as, up till now, you are focusing on your provider to be your husband. Now, allow the higher power to become the provider. Surrender to the higher power with relentless faith, and you will be amazed at how you are getting provided. So she did that. She actually replaced that photo with the photo of Jesus Christ, and she started visualizing that, okay, it's Jesus Christ who is going to do it for me with the prayers and affirmation and whatever. Now, one month down the line, they were sitting with a group of friends, and one of the friends asked, one of the friends had invited someone else, so he asked, hey, what do you do? So he said, this is what I do and this is what I'm qualified. He said, I need a person of that type in my company. Why don't you join me? The best part was, that guy offered her salary which she had never earned in her life. One. After a few months, the husband started providing alimony and also provided for the kid, which she never anticipated would get. And it was much more than the court had asked to pay. So this is what I mean by the second level of awareness, the manifestor stage. But most of us get stuck into this state. We are achieving everything, but somewhere deep down we are not satisfied. We are not in sync with ourselves. Don't you think so? Ask yourself that question. I think most of us are there where we want to. But deep down, somewhere, we know that something is missing in our lives. Something deep down. So now it's the time to evolve. As I repeat, most of the books, most of the coaching occurs to be in this stage. But there are the third stage. If we can reach this stage, which I call it, life happens through me, which is known as the channel consciousness. You become a channeler. For that, yes, you have to become the better version of your own self. Now, it is not the outside world you are seeking, it is the inside world. You are working on yourself. evolving to be the better version of your own self. And when that happens, and when you reach that level, you see the energies are flowing through you. You don't become a beggar. You become a channeler. For example, I'm sure many times, I think all of us are parents here, right? Except I think Yash. But we all know whatever the kid needs, we are the channel to provide it to him. Aren't we the channels? Yes. We are the channels. Now, what if you can reach that stage in your individual life, whether it's professional, personal, when you evolve at a stage, you become just a channeler, where you surrender to the will of life. Up till now, you are going against it. You accept the situation as they are. Think over it. And that's where you tell yourself, life is happening through me. I am happy and life is happening through me. I accept the will of the divine or whatever, and then you allow that something is going to happen by me, what we call as soul intentions. And when you reach that stage, you automatically transcend into the fourth stage, which we call as the stage of being consciousness, where life is me. Up till now, it was an external source you were depending on. Now it becomes, I am the source. Yes, the method is what now we are coming to. Here, let me give you a metaphor. It is something where you are like the wave. The wave doesn't, even if it feels, oh, I am an individual state, I am myself, but ultimately it's a part of the ocean. If the ocean disappears, the wave automatically disappears. The sunlight, the sun rays are a part of the sun. It has all the qualities of the sun, but it is individually manifesting itself. So when you become and you realize that I am the part of this whole thing, I am one with it, you become a higher evolved version of your own self. Then you actually start manifesting. You don't need to become, you seek, it comes to you. I know this is difficult to, understand. Let me, if you look around people who are very much, I'm sure everybody has someone who, there are spiritually advanced people around you. I'm sure there are a lot of, do you think they need to go after these things in their life? Just go back. They may not be still be rich, or they may not have big cars or everything, but somewhere their sense of happiness is within them. It's all me. I am. And when they are in that state of profound perennial happiness, they are able to connect to that omnipresent, omnipotent, multidimensional state of intelligence. You may call it God, you may call it nature, you can give it any name you want. But when you connect to that higher state, your sense of manifestation, your sense of belief, your state of achievement becomes in sync with who you are. Meaning, let me tell you, this is, yes, this state is somewhere a very minuscule percent are there. If I analyze, most of the people are in stage 1, or maximum people are in stage 2. People are now with the new so much of learning happening, so much of spiritual knowledge being spread, people are coming to stage 3. But in the 4th stage, there is a very minuscule percentage who are there. I'm sure when you reach that stage, and I've seen it happening with people around me, that you don't start, the law of attraction works for you. Just like when Newton discovered the apple falling down, the law of gravitation was already there. He just discovered it. And it works for everyone, doesn't it? I mean, law of gravitation, you don't need a coach for a law of gravitation. It's all works for everyone. The same way, when you reach at that 4th level, the law of attraction starts working for you. It becomes, you become just not a simple manifester, but a procurer. What your soul is in sync with, your life energies, your emotional, your psychological, and your physical are in sync with everything. What your soul wants, you attract. Not just what others want you to attract. Are you with me? Yes, people, are you with me? So now I want you to ask yourself this question, and you have the paper in front of you. What do you think, which stage you are in? It may be, you don't have to be specific like you can be 2.3, 3.2, something of that sort. Write it down. Write it down what stage you think you are in. Welcome, Berzad. Now, let me share something weird with you. In the roadmap to consciousness, you will always judge yourself one step higher than what you are. This is known as the Dunning-Kruger effect. Until you get a lot of wisdom, you always think you are smarter than what you are. Okay? The more you know, the more you realize how much you don't know. So whatever you have written, trust me, you are one step lower than that. I did the same thing. I thought I was in 3.2, but then I realized I am at 2. That's how we evolve. Now, the stages, what I just explained to you, are not something which is universal, For example, you may be in a particular aspect of life, you may be on stage 3, and particular aspect of life in stage 1. For example, Dr. Mitali is a gynecologist. She may be in stage 3 or 4 in her profession. But I want to look at all aspects of your life. When you reach in stage 4, when I'm talking this, you may say, well, you're talking about this meditation, spirituality, evolving ourselves, but we have so much mess in our life, everyday mess. How do you expect us to go there? Let me share a secret with you. When you evolve yourself at that higher level of your own self, those small issues of your life start taking care of themselves. Trust me, it does. I'll repeat. When you are evolving yourself to your higher self, those small issues of your life will start taking care of themselves. For example, if you are reached a level, you are the managing director of a company, you don't bother that when is the peon going to open the your company, or what is the salary being paid at the lower level of your, it is already taken care of by your lower people. So when you evolve at a higher level, your problems will start going and taking care of themselves, because you have more important issues in this process of self-evolution. Are you with me? And you become, the shift occurs at your soul level. See, whether you believe, you call it a soul, your over self, whatever you may say so, but you all know, those who are present here, I'm sure everybody knows, we have an higher self. You may call it God, you may call it the creator, but when you are in sync with it, that's where you realize that your certain of your minuscule issues are just immaterial, and you reach at that level of manifestation. Having said that, how do we do that now? Up till now, creative visualization was the in topic which everybody talked about, and this has been there since, I think, the 70s, the first time it was introduced. We are going to go at a little stage higher. For that, when I asked you to write down, what is that you want to become the best version of yourself, or you want something which is in sync with you? You know, when I was doing this workshop, friends, let me share this with you. When I was doing this work, when I was understanding these things, most of you know my background is dentistry, 20 years of dental surgery. And that time I always used to think, whoa, you know, I was not somewhere deep down, I was not happy with what I was doing. Somewhere deep down, there was a yearning to go at something which I was seeking, because I was not satisfied at a deeper level. So after so many years, when I did my post-graduation in hypnosis, and I started working at that level, things started opening to me. And very recently, I was doing this group session in the de-addiction rehab, and suddenly it hit me. How am I here? How the hell I am here? I am nowhere. My background is dental surgery. See, 10 years back, if I had asked me to work as a dental surgeon, what is my role in the rehab? De-addiction rehab. But here I was helping people to come out of one of the most difficult issues in today's times, addictions. It somewhere I realized that there was something which I did, and which I'm sure somewhere you all are doing it at your very small level in your life, which I want you to now make it more amplify, is the art or the act of surrendering. Conventional law of attraction is manifesting. But when you evolve, you surrender. You surrender to the will of the divine, the will of, you are not resisting, you are surrendering. And when you surrender, surrender is not letting go, giving up, raising the white flag. No. It is accepting your true essence of being, who you are first. And once you understand who you are, what is your strengths, you work on them. And you will be amazed at how things starts working for you. When I took up hypnotherapy, I never knew what I'm doing. I mean, I was starting from zero, no backup, nothing. And within 4 months, and trust me, I had not even practiced any formal law of attraction, alpha came into my life. The de-addiction, I got a call from one of my colleagues, are you interested to join this? Things will start aligning in itself. From wanting, you go to mature wanting. When you realize that you become sync with what you want, what your soul wants, what you actually want in life. And when you are in sync, you start feeling that sense of happiness in you. Yes, I'm doing something I want, not what others expect me to do. And when this happens, you'll see things start happening in its place. Second, and thank God, whatever you desire, everything doesn't get manifested. If you just analyze the desires and the thoughts you get in a day, God forbid if everything starts manifesting, what will happen? Just think. The law of attraction works even for you, and it even worked for Osama bin Laden, the terrorist. It doesn't differentiate whether you are using it for good or for harming others. It's just a law. But if you start manifesting everything, don't you think your life will be a chaos? So when you are at third and fourth level, you will attract things only what it's good for you. Bible, there is a statement in Bible. Seek ye the first the kingdom of God, and everything else will be added to you. Now, when I read that, I hit me something in our Gita. There is a Gita statement. कर्म करते जा, फल की अपेक्षा मत कर. Just do your work, leave the results on me. And this is what it wants. When you reach at that level of your own unfoldment, you just then do. The results come to you. And that is exactly what the law of attraction means. And this is something which you go into that realm of manifestation. And I've seen this happening, and I'm sure you people, if you look around you, you'll see such people. They are one type who has everything in their life. You feel, oh, he's so lucky. But if you ask him point blank, him or her, are you happy? And said, no. What's the meaning? But you ask someone who is, well, they don't seem to be having all those things. But somewhere you see a smile on that guy or her face. And they are happy because their all needs are met. Their all needs are met. So having said that, I'm sure I hit some point in your inner core if I have touched. That is what my intention was. We are going to do now a trance session based on this law of attraction. You all have list ready with you, which you have all written. We are going to working on our own self, and then using the visioning. Trust me, guys, let me first tell you this. I personally, this is my conviction and this is what I learned. We all, the corporate and all, they talk about SMART goals, this, that, you write it down, that's fine. But the key is you decide things and you leave it to the universe. Let the universe work on it along with you. Same way in our Indian tradition, and we have something in our religious or our this thing, they call it the sankalp. They make you do what is known as a sankalp. It's like, Tanya, it's like a vow, you take a vow. Okay, this is what I am doing this for this results. It's a sankalp. It's known as a sankalp. So this has been there right since ages. But we have not been aware of those things, When you take a vow, when you take a sort of an determination, then you become sync in all your energies, and that's where you become the manifester. Right? So we are ready to go into this state of trance. Everyone, we are going to use this law of attraction in our life. Ready, everyone? I want you to take a comfortable position with your back rested. Somewhere, your back should be well rested. And also, your palms on your thighs facing upwards. We are in the receptive stage. We are all in the receptive stage. Ready? Right, here we go. Okay. Make yourself comfortable and allow yourself to be completely loose and relaxed. Let go of everything and just be. You don't have to think, focus, or concentrate. Just be yourself. And as you do that with your eyes wonderfully closed, I want you to slowly feel the disconnect happening within you. The disconnect from the outside world and getting reconnected to the world within. Feel it. Slowly, very slowly, all other distractions are going away. And all you can hear is my voice talking to you within your subconscious mind. You're going deeper and deeper. And in that state, with your eyes wonderfully closed, you will find yourself standing in front of a beautiful stairway. Look down towards the stairway. There are 10 steps to this stairway. And you are now slowly going down this stairway. Bring your awareness towards your feet. Bring your awareness towards your feet. Feel the first step you are taking. Step number 10 and 9. You are going deeper. 8 and 7. You are still going deeper. 6 and 5. You are still going deeper and deeper. With each step you are going down into the stairway. 4 and 3. You are still going deeper. All other thoughts, all other noise are just disappearing away. And you are completely in sync with yourself. Even if any random thoughts are coming, allow them to just push you deeper into your inner awareness. You're on step number 3. You're going deeper and deeper. Step number 2. And then step number 1. Go deep. Allow yourself to go deep. Your body become loose and relaxed. And as you go deep, and you just stand there on the last step, and you get down, you will visualize a beautiful corridor in front of you, filled with beautiful paintings. Look at those paintings. They are paintings of your life, of the events of your life, those wonderful moments, your achievements. And as you walk along the corridor, enjoying these paintings around you, you see a beautiful door in front of you. A beautiful door carved in wood with beautiful carvings. and a handle studded with gems and emeralds. You hold the door and you open the door and you reach in one of the most beautiful places you have ever been. This can be a place you have been before or a place you have always wanted to be. You are standing there. It can be a forest, it can be a garden, it can be on a mountain, it can be in a city. It can be by the river, by the beach. You are there, all by yourself. Not a care in the world, just you. Seek out a calm and a quiet place and just go and sit there. Close your eyes. You are aware of everything happening within you. And then I'm going to count from 5 to 1. And at the count of 1, you become one with yourself. 5, you have reached your dream place. 4, you are becoming so calm, so peaceful, so relaxed. 3, the power is within you. You are becoming the manifester. 2, you are now in sync with your inner self. And then 1, go deep, go deep, go deep. You're becoming one with you when you realize you are not the body, you are not even the mind. You are pure awareness. Yes. You are evolving into that beautiful being you are meant to be. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am pure awareness. Up till now, whatever you have achieved is by your own means. And that question resonates in the depth of your inner awareness. Who am I? Who am I? And what am I? What is the purpose of my existence of this earth? Of this existence? Reveal it to me. Reveal it to me. I am becoming in sync with this true existence. And when you realize that you find yourself in every point of creation, you are unlimited. You realize you have no birth, you have no death, you have no beginning, you have no end. You are expansive. No more limited to this physical frame of existence. I am. Be in this state for some time and seek those answers you have been seeking all life long. This is your moment. This is your moment. Reveal it to you. Take your time. I'll be back after a few moments. The answers are coming to me. It may come as a symbol. It may come as an image. It may come as a vision. But the answers are revealed to me. I'm not just here to live and die. I am here for a bigger purpose. My existence has a meaning. And I am seeking that meaning. And once I seek that meaning, I become the self-consciousness. I am in sync with my own self. I am one with my overself. My individual soul is evolving and my higher self is unfolding. I am feeling that bliss coming in me. I'm going deeper into my being. I am a multidimensional, indestructible, omnipotent, omniscient being. And I surrender to this divine power. And when I surrender, I am one with everything. Everything comes to me. The law of attraction is in sync with me. The law of attraction is in sync with me. I let go of everything I was holding to. And when I surrender, I open myself to that higher self so that I receive. I am. I am. I am becoming one with myself, one with my true self. This is who I really am. In this heightened sense of awareness, You are in sync with all your physical, emotional, mental, and life energies. Whatever you seek, you will receive. Because whatever you are seeking in this state is what is in sync with your inner energies, is in sync with your own self, your true self, what your soul unfolds. And as you are seeking that, it will be coming to you. Believe in that, have unconditional faith in that higher power, that it is coming to me. It will provide me every time, everywhere. And with this undying, unconditional faith, you are slowly returning into that evolved self of yours and bringing back into the present state of awareness. Yes, you have now to bring this evolved self into the present state where you are no more limited. You have evolved. You have unfolded. There is a spiritual growth which has happened in you, and it will keep happening each day, every day. And as you are coming back, into the present moment, something deep within you has shifted. There is a paradigm shift in your awareness. The person who came and the person you are right now is evolved. And in this evolved state of awareness, you become aware of your individual identity. You become aware of your physical awareness. You become aware that I am unique. I have the ability to manifest myself the way I am, not the way I'm expected to, but the way I am. I'm the purest form of my individual awareness. And as you are coming back, feeling expansive, completely in peace with yourself, perennial peace, serenity, tranquility. Coming back, taking your own sweet time, very gently, very slowly, feeling wonderfully uplifted, powerful, ready to achieve your truest desires and manifesting your true potential. Taking your own sweet time, very gently, very slowly, you may open your eyes and find yourself wide awake, peaceful, deeply relaxed in body and mind. Take your time, be slow, take your time. Okay, everybody's done. Everybody's okay. All right. Okay, we'll start sharings now. Let's start with you, Tanya.
Thank you. um, well, it was powerful already how you prepared us to go down or to align the stages. For me, in a way, today I feel it's like integration of these stages. Like I would be on some, or in majority on the third, but then I fall back to 1 and 2 and then 4. So that's why it felt so good integrating it. And a sense of allowingness into surrender. So I think that was the most precious. That I can just take it off, relax. So less from doing, intentionally doing, allowing happening through me, but then allow to receive. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Tanya. Thanks for sharing. Really appreciate it. Okay, how about you, Dr. Mitali?
Well, I don't know. It was just relaxing to sort of cut off and, be somewhere. I was on the beach, so I was just happy hearing the waves crashing, I guess. I think I will need to do some sessions with you other than the common session. So, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, Vrunda, how about you? Unmute yourself, please. Yes, Vrunda.
Yeah, I'm feeling happy and relaxed. So
Okay.
I am somewhere in heaven.
Well, yes, this is what heavens is. Heavens is right here. There is no antiseptic space in the cosmos where it's all here. It's how you make out of it. And the only way to do it is going within. It's a very simple thing, right? Anything else, Vrinda?
No, allowing happiness to come to my life.
Fair enough. You will. Great. Yes, Shivangi ji? Unmute.
एक्चुअली मुझे नहीं पता चल रहा है कि क्या था, बट बहुत ही सच में बहुत पीसफुल था, बहुत रिलैक्सिंग था. हम लोग अपनी लाइफ में इधर उधर न जाने किस किस चीजों में उलझे रहते हैं ना, पूरे टाइम, पूरा होल डे, कभी कुछ कभी कुछ. वैसे तो मैं बहुत सारा कुछ ऐसा अपने लिए करती रहती हूँ, मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं सिर्फ इधर उधर ही उलझी रहती हूँ. जो मुझे पसंद है वो मैं करती हूँ, बट मुझे लगता है अभी और चाहिए, मुझे और अपने लिए टाइम चाहिए. ऐसा सोच, मतलब ऐसा करने के बाद मुझे फील हुआ कि भी और कुछ करना है, टाइम चाहिए.
Right. I know, as I say, as being a mother, wife, a daughter-in-law, it's a lot of things you as a lady have to. But yes, you are right. You need time for yourself. What I say is you need to get reconnected with yourself, and that's where you feel that state of peace coming in.
तो जब हम अपने करते हैं ना, तो वो अपने आप ऑटोमेटिकली वो पीस मिलती ही है जब हम अपने लिए कुछ करते हैं.
Yes, and when you are peaceful, you radiate peace.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, Rekha ji.
I just felt that I should be just there only. I don't want to come out, in fact.
Yeah, that does happen.
Yes, I was just like, still then I felt, no, I have to come out otherwise. And it was amazing feeling, and especially once, integrating things and try to come out with the phases wise. So that was amazing feeling, amazing. And still like we felt that lot of more, going into ourselves still needed much more.
Yeah, if you remove the termination part, you go into meditation.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
you literally glide into meditation.
Very true. Very true. That I felt. Thank you. Thank you so much, Tarakji.
My pleasures. Yes, Farizad.
Yeah, it was an like amazing, like I was like as if watching my whole life movie, and it was like feeling so relaxed and so happy within that I'm connecting with my self. So it was like really amazing emotion came out, and I was like feeling really happy and satisfied. So yeah, I'm really happy to attend this session and this trance. Thank you so much.
Great, great. And Yash, would you like to say something?
Yes, of course, it has been a very wonderful and fantastic session throughout, and it was like, many good realizations. Like, I have seen many other people talking about law of attraction and everything, but what you talked today is something that, the real concepts of law of attraction, I would say that, like it is something that is real and everybody could connect to it, because that is something is happening in your life continuously one or the other day. So it was a very amazing journey, and I've always said that your transitions are something that are going to rule over again and again. So at the end, it was a very fantastic ending to it was the cherry on the cake, and the way you guided, the way your voice control was, it was totally amazing. And it was like, it really helped us to get into a more deeper and deeper state of ourselves. So it was like, yes, of course, a very satisfying and fulfilling journey. And it's like, a very satisfying moment of the whole day. It's like, again, it is like, if we are able to have this experience every day, it will be something totally different. So it's like a very, very amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Yash. But don't worry, there is something from my side. I have all your WhatsApp numbers. I'll be sending this audio recording of this trance session to all of you for your practice. There'll be something from my side. Yes, any questions? Free now. The forum is open for any questions or anything. Feel free.
No, I think it was a lot of realization, so that was a good thing. I sort of had walled myself into believing that, there are a lot of reinforcements of walls around myself. But I think when you said that, you go deep in and see, who you really are, and it was a really scared girl all curled up. So I realized that, all this walls around is just me trying to take care of myself, which was massive for me. So it sort of just changed the way I perhaps perceive myself. And what we say in medicine is that the first thing is to realize what the problem is. So if that girl is really scared and all curled up in a corner somewhere, that is the problem that needs to be attended to, rather than sort of building walls around it. So yeah, which is why I said I'll probably need to get some sessions one-on-one.
I'll wait when you seek me out.
Yeah, and the most important thing was that when it started, I was actually rebelling, being having to go deep down. I was like, I don't want to go there, let's just get out. So I do think that a lot of I'm constantly busy, I'm constantly doing something. I think that's sort of a way to divert my own self from things that I don't want to perhaps know or feel or go back to. So, and a couple of such other realizations. So maybe I should
yes, we are Dr. Mitali, we are so much in that whole process of everyday life that we somewhere lose that deep connection with ourselves.
Yeah.
And even just 5 minutes of it, and trust me, when you get used to, I put it this way, it's a good addiction to have. when you get used to this state, when you are deeply connected, is something you will not like to substitute with anything. You will seek it more and more. And that's where your unfoldments occurs.
Yeah. But I think, the reason why it happens is because there have been certain traumas or certain, experiences or certain things in life that you don't want to go there, because you feel, at the end of the day, as medical people, we are quite ruthless. So, when you feel that there's no cure or there's no solution to a problem or a disease, we sort of, pull the ventilator out. Although we save lives, but there are such decisions that we, take for people. And sometimes, the same thing gets applied to us and in our lives. We realize that this problem has perhaps no solution. So you sort of, call it up and put it somewhere, hoping that it disappears. And you fill yourself with so many other things so as to not feel the emptiness of that. But I think the beauty of life is that everything needs to be there, in place for you to be able to perhaps, enjoy it fully. So it doesn't work that you substitute something with something else. It has to be it. And when you find no solution to get to it, you perhaps tend to
we usually, what we do, Dr. Mitali, is we seek it outside. We seek solutions outside. But if you just turn your, searchlight within, if I'll just share one story with you, and this is a real story. I follow this guy's work today to a great extent. He was in his 20s, early 20s. He was on a cycling. It was a triathlon, and he was on his cycling phase. He's already finished the swimming phase. He was in his cycling phase. On a turn, he is knocked over by a truck. He falls down, and he wakes up in hospital, where he realizes his 6 vertebrae are fused. And in one of the vertebrae, the disc is literally protruding out. So the doctor tells him that, my dear friend, you are paralyzed completely. And he was asked to do a surgery which requires to literally, put in screws in all the vertebrae and then realign it. It's the only cure for it. But his background was, he was a chiropractor. He just finished his chiropractor's study. And he said, no, I'm not going to go for surgery. So what he does is, he isolates himself, and he realizes that there is some intelligence which is responsible for, irrespective of whether you allow it to heal or not, it heals itself, like a wound. Like a lot of things, a cut you get. You don't actually need to apply something. What you apply is to prevent infection, not to facilitate healing. So he said, let me give it a shot. And he was already into these type of creative visualizations and all this stuff. So he started with using this creative visualization. He used to imagine the whole, I think the surgery, just for your knowledge, was the Harrington rod surgery. Yeah. It is one of the most complex, difficult spine surgery ever in medicine. So he started visualizing. In between, he used to get those thoughts of the doctors telling him, you can't walk, you can't do this, that. He started for 3 weeks, he was fighting this. By the end of 4th week, he could actually align his thoughts and could actually visualize his vertebrae aligning. He used to see it one by one. So he started with what happened in 10-15 minutes. He started taking half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours. After roughly around 6 to 8 weeks, he could at one go see everything happening by the book. And then a shift started happening. You can check his biodata. He is Dr. Joe Dispenza. Today, he not only he could walk within few months, he could do gym, He could do everything. Today, he's working on a neurological level and a quantum energy level. And he's doing amazing work in using this thing in bringing a change in yourself. You know, he has healed rapid remissions. He has healed cancers. He's helping heal a lot of things. It's all about energy. I will not go deep into this now. We'll have a different session on that. 1 more hour will go. But coming back, yes, it all's in. You decided, I want to change. And the change starts from that. Simple as that. Right? I think anyone else would like to share? Otherwise, we'll then let it come to a good end. Anyone else? All right then. Thank you for attending. It's very nice of you to come. Tanya, I really thank you for your presence. She's all the way from Europe. So I really appreciate you coming. And all other people who have spared their time. I'm sure you are taking something much more. My whole intention was to give you something and to take something which you will cherish and bring a change in you for the rest of your life. Right? Thank you. I wish you a happy...
I want to convey gratitude, Tarakji, for conducting really wonderful session. And really, like, because in our life, in day-to-day life, we are so much stuck in so many things, but really needed, and this will really empower us. So thank you so much.
Rekha ji. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Vrunda. Thanks for coming. Nice to see you, Mithali. Dr. Mithali, she is my batchmate from BDS days. So it's nice to see your batchmate, you know, after...
Yes, absolutely.
So we met in 94 to 98, we were together. So that was a golden period. Right, Vrunda?
Yes. Actually waiting to meet you.
Same here, same here.
Yeah.
Right, thank you, Shivangi ji, Parizad.
Thank you,
Ash,
sir.
Rekha ji.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Bye,
Thanks.
bye.
We'll
Have a
catch up
nice
again.
day. Take care. Take care.
Thank
Bye,
you.
bye.
Bye. Ciao.
Bye. Bye. Bye.